In this video, let's take a look at creating some extruded surfaces. Let's start by selecting Extruded Surface from our Surface tab. Now you'll notice because we have no sketches selected, we're asked to either select an existing sketch, select a plane to create a new sketch, or we have this option at the bottom to select a 3D face. Now we'll get into that at the end. We're going to focus on our 2D sketches for now, but it's important to note that we do have a 3D option in the last few releases of Solidworks. So to start, I'm going to select this rectangular sketch and take a look at the options I have. Just like when creating a solid extrude, you have a from option. You can use your sketch plane, you can use a surface, you can use a vertex or offset from your sketch plane. You also have your end condition options. We have blind, up to vertex, up to body, and so on. We also have a direction to option, just like with our solid extrude. The important options that are specific to extruded surfaces are these cap end options. So we can draft inward and outward, we can change our end condition, we can even change the direction in which we are extruding. For instance, we have a sketch here that's 60 degrees off normal. But we want to go ahead and focus on just a straight extrude with no taper. If we select our cap end option, it's going to create a planar face at the end of our extrude. Now this is important because right now we're creating a surface. So if we OK this and we take a look at this, you can see that we have a zero thickness surface. We don't have any cap to the bottom of our box. But if we go back and we edit that feature, we take a look at this direction 2, we also have a cap end option in direction 2. If we select that, hit OK, we have now created a solid extrude. So this is basically the same as creating a solid extrude from your Features tab. Why this is important is because sometimes the sketches you're dealing with or the geometry you're dealing with might be easier to create with a surface. For instance, we have the surface option of using a 3D face to extrude from. So let's go ahead and go back and edit this feature and remove direction 2, so that way we're only dealing with surfaces. And I'm also going to remove the option to cap this end. Let's go ahead and extrude this out 3 inches. Let's take a look at creating an extruded surface from this arc. So this time I'm going to use my mid-plane option, and I'm just going to select a number that's larger than our extrude. So you'll notice that the cap end option is not available. That's because we're only dealing with a single line. We don't have a closed profile like we did with that rectangle. So I'm going to select OK and take a look at what we've created. So you can see we have 2 intersecting surfaces that we can use a trim feature to create a perfect intersection between them. But we also have the option to extrude from a 3D face. So if we again select Extruded Surface, and this time we select our arced extrude face, we now have the option to select a direction, for instance our top plane, and we can now extrude a surface from that face. Again, we also have the option to cap the end and knit the results. If we do this, we're now creating a solid. Let's take a look at the section view. So you can see the difference between a solid and our surface when we look at a section. We have the zero thickness walls of our surface, but our solid is shaded, in this case blue, which is a standard option when dealing with a standard SOLIDWORKS install. But if instead we go back, we remove our knit and our cap option and take a look at what we've created, we simply have a thin surface here. The knit option will knit this to the surface of the face we selected. So for instance, if we edit this, we select knit results, we've now created a single surface that encompasses that extruded surface of our arc and the extruded surface off of that face. So you can see there are several different ways to create an extruded surface that could be beneficial to your designs. So keep in mind all these different options when you start playing with surfaces and creating different features in SOLIDWORKS.